And I have not even logged into my account on YouTube here, but I think, are we live now? Are we
It
live?
says we're live. We're live. Boom, we're live.
Merry
Two and a half
Christmas!
Oyajis. Merry Christmas.
Well, not
Final show of the
quite,
year.
but well, Merry Christmas. I have some good news and bad news, depending on who you are.
What is that?
I just stopped not drinking.
Stop not drinking.
This is
Well,
35 days. 35
you know,
days I not had a drink.
in the Spanish language, a double negative means an extra negative. But
Yes. Ah,
we're using the English language double negative here.
yes. Hello, hello.
Well,
Merry Christmas, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. We got Hiko, Simon, and Victor. That's me. um, Giddy Giddy, just on time as usual.
yeah.
And hi guys. Let me open up a window. And I don't think I need. I don't know why I would even need this, but I suppose I should open up my YouTube. I'm not
Yeah.
even-
There's a comment that we are very small, which we are. I suppose this is a layout for
oh,
sharing
that's
videos, right?
right.
But
That's right.
we
We are
are
very small. Why did I do that?
probably on a mobile screen.
I have no idea why I did that. I didn't even notice. Oh my
I
god.
blame the blame the
No,
Sub Zeros, perhaps.
thank you, thank you. How's the sound, guys? How's the sound? We got the microphone up here, the penile shaped thing pointing at my mouth.
Hey, Quint
As it
Ranked,
should be.
Danny Shubus. By the way, shout out to Aaron who is watching this going into
Yeah.
ankle operation.
Ah,
So I don't know that this is the best thing you should be doing before an operation. We will try to be extremely relaxing and
I'll be on
organized.
drugs, so that's a good thing. You know.
Yeah, well, that should help. Actually, that's right.
Yeah.
Maybe she can make recommendations to everyone else. I hope they give her fentanyl like they gave me for the endoscopy in
That's
America.
right.
That was
You've been on
great.
fentanyl. You're one of the few people who's actually been on legal
It was
fentanyl.
so good. Don't do drugs, kids. Do not do it, but it was
Look
so
at
good.
that hat. That's a great hat. What is that hat, by the way?
I went to Donkey to get a hat, and I saw this, and I thought, well, I got to get this.
This hat is like 10 years old. I wear it every year. I got like 3 or 4 of these.
Okay,
I
I
don't know
went and
which.
got one special.
Yeah, but why? What is the shape there? It looks like it's got. Oh, do the ears move? Oh, that's good.
It's a reaction video, so I will,
Yeah,
depending on how I'm reacting, I may just remain silent.
it's got little balloons in there. And you squeeze them, or you got to pull on them. How does it
It's
work?
magic. It's
Oh,
actually it's wired. It's Neuralink. It's wired into my brain. So actually, what I'm thinking is reflected immediately, and just don't pay attention to what my hands are doing.
Sarah Tenchi, good to see you. Good to see you. Laura, always great to see you. Let's say hello to the
Yeah,
black
DJ
people.
Sunny Side Up. Shout
Always
out.
making
By the
music
way,
for. Yeah.
I
Yes.
misspoke on the Mash Battle on the video. I said that it was the last video for 2025. That is not true. It's the last video in Japan for 2025 because I am going off to New Zealand on Tuesday.
Oh,
Um,
really?
but we will be continuing the Mash Battles from New Zealand. So I'm still doing Mash Battles this year,
All
but
right.
the last one for Japan. And this is my last live stream from Japan.
Okay.
So there we go for the year.
So no more of your Tokyo Tonights. This
Well, there might be from New Zealand. The thing is that when I tried from there,
could be New Zealand.
the connection wasn't great. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
And
All
also,
right.
actually, yeah, given that New Zealand's 4 hours ahead, I can't do it at the normal time. So I might post the odd thing or two, but probably not a proper Tokyo Tonight.
Are you going with a family? Going alone?
Taking my son, just going
Okay,
down there to see my dad.
that's great.
That should be nice.
Wow. So
Yeah,
Shubus stopped drinking 42 years ago. So he's got me beat
yeah.
by 41 years and 11 months. Yeah, I'm back on the wagon as they speak.
Back on the sauce.
Back on the sauce. 35 days today. But I've been pretty healthy. I've been working out. Everything's good. I did some hack squats today that killed my legs. I can barely walk. So
Oh, I did some squats yesterday that killed my legs. I rested today because I overdid it.
they say once a week is enough if you do a good job. So maybe
Not
that's
really.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot to get through today. Not
Okay.
a lot of it is Christmas related, though. We should talk about a couple things. Not JFK, not JFK, Trump JFK Center. No, I'm talking about KFC.
KFC,
Were you
JFK,
able to get some?
JFK Junior KFC. I did. You know what? I did, and I ate it, and it smelled so bad. And I've just been trying to air out this room. I was eating it in here, but you know, this is 10 p.m. And I'm sure with all the salt and oil that I just had, one, I'm going to have nightmares for like 2 days. It's like eating too much cheese before sleeping. Plus, of course, KFC, you always get a reminder when you eat it that there are, in fact, 12 secret herbs and spices. The 12th one being regret that you experience after you've eaten it. And that is what I'm experiencing. Too much chicken. I did try the Japanese pseudo-American tradition. A lot of Japanese are shocked when I tell them Americans don't really have KFC at Christmas time.
In case
but
you don't,
even now.
Yeah, Japanese are convinced for some reason that, how did that start? We should have looked that up.
Oh, it was an ad campaign. It was KFC when they were coming into Japan in the 80s, ran ads saying that it was an American tradition to get KFC for the Christmas table. Which, I mean, sure, if you're like, if you're doing very, very badly, if you're hit by, I suppose, Reaganomics at the time, if you've just been laid off, and if, you know, perhaps you'd get KFC. But yeah, they convinced everyone that it was sort of an American tradition for Christmas dinner to get Kentucky Fried Chicken. So everyone in Japan went out and bought all the chicken. And now you can't buy online, and you have to pre-order for Christmas Eve. Chicken. I actually went up to the shop in Ikebukuro and I got a whole bunch of it. But man, I am regretting it. I ate like 6 pieces and I feel terrible.
Well, you ate just ate one. One is all you need.
Yeah. Well, you know, one simply doesn't simply have one piece of chicken.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to stop with one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. A few years ago, I went to JFK for Christmas, and
you went to KFC for Christmas.
Yeah, look at this, and I snagged that. See what it says? Dragon Ball KFC. Look at that, 2013. A few years ago. Look at the date.
Victor. Yeah, you literally said you went to JFK for Christmas just now.
KFC.
Yeah. Are you saying that Colonel Sanders is behind the assassination?
Okay, so and I have not opened this in 12 years.
Wow.
Let's check it out. Here we go. There it is. There you go. KFC.
That is a thing. That is a thing that exists.
It's probably worth something, maybe. I don't know. It's 12 years old. I don't know.
I'm sure someone somewhere.
Yes. So anyway, that was a long time ago. But we're not going to talk about that today. I got some things for you to react to. I think it's pretty interesting to talk about these things that I find on the Instagram, because they're small. They're only 1 minute long or less, 30 seconds often. So I'm going to show them to you. Alrighty?
Sure. Okay,
here we go, guys. And we will stop and I don't know what piccolo means, by the way, but anyone know what that means?
Piccolo, I have no idea. No, I'm not a Dragon Ball person.
Okay. Oh, people are asking about my leg. I still got a hole in my leg, and it hasn't scabbed over yet. I still got a hole in my leg, but
oh no.
But I did hack squats today, so you know it's not that bad. It hurts. I mean, what's funny, that my shin muscles are hurt because I haven't used them in a long time. So. Anyway, all right. Let me show you what I got here. How do I do this? Present extra. I got some things already waiting for you. Here we go.
Yep.
I got to set this up one time. And then, okay, here we go. Okay, I got them numbered. Number 1. Here we go. Okay, this is the first. This is actually an image. Oh, it didn't work. There we go. There, this is an image, and it's kind of bad news, but oh, here we go. Piccolo. Piccolo is a Dragon Ball Z. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
I guessed, yeah.
This is scaring a lot of people. Maybe you've heard this, Hiko.
Japan to require foreigners to take Japanese language and how to behave societal class as a part of approval process for visa screening.
Kampai, by the way.
Kampai.
I'm gonna go off my yeah. I'm back on the juice. There you go. Cheers, guys.
Well, so yeah, they're not. I mean, the people who made this are assholes because they're not saying what kind of visa it is. I've heard about this being a discussion for permanent residents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're talking about work visas or student visas or tourist visas. There are many types of visas, and most of the 36 million people who come to Japan with a visa, 99% would not be part of this conversation. But there is a thought about increase. Right now, they only verify like how much you're following the culture and your language if you go for citizenship. And there's some argument that they should be checking it for permanent residency, which is a thing. I'm glad I've already got my permanent residence. I would have passed all of their bullshit tests anyway. But at the same time, Japan's got a collapsing population that even with massive increasing immigration is not being replaced. And they're talking about just tokenistically making it harder and making people feel less welcome. I mean, I suppose on the one hand, I certainly feel an obligation when I moved here to integrate and to adopt the culture and all that. But at the same time, I don't know that Japan, is having massive problems with immigration, that this is reacting to, and it needs to be attracting people. I mean, people just choose to go to other countries and work. So I don't know.
Yeah, so I think this is just a scare tactic. I'm not really worried about this either, like you. But let me ask you a question. What do you think about citizenship? Would you support language requirements for citizenship?
I think they already have language requirements for citizenship. Right now, Retired to Japan, he's applying for citizenship himself. And he pointed out that years ago when he applied for it, you have to fill out all the forms and go through multiple interviews in Japanese. And they actually shut him down. They shut him down years ago when they asked him to start writing up a letter in front of them. Write an essay in front of them. And when he restarted the process recently, apparently they are increasing the language requirements on citizenship. So apparently, they're making it really tough, like much tougher than for permanent residents.
I honestly did not know that.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. Proficiency for daily life, but it's not a formal legal mandate in the National Act, apparently.
Yeah, but the case officers or whatever, it's like the movie Green Card, where, they have a case officer who comes and checks out your house and interrogates you and checks if you're Japanese enough to be one of the gang. And yeah, apparently the directives going out now are to crack down and make sure that they really speak Japanese.
Well, I'm looking at the requirements now, according to ChatGPT, of course, and it says the level is only JLPT N3 or N4, which is not that high.
No, it's pretty easy. You should look up Retired to Japan, Sendai Bam's channel. He talked about this very recently. He's going through this right now, and he said that they're raising the level, including he was describing levels that sounded to me more like N2, and the ability basically to handwrite an essay in front of the caseworker. So pretty tough.
Ooh, handwriting an essay is pretty tough. I just use a computer these days. I can't write kanji anymore.
Even Japanese can't write essays.
Huh?
Yeah, even Japanese can't handwrite essays. They're all using their phones and computers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Is that Aaron?
Yes.
Wait a minute, Aaron, who's getting a operation?
Well, she said in the chat that she would be hanging out with us until her operation. She's waiting for the operation. She was in the chat earlier.
Did she change her name, Traveler's Thread, Aaron?
This happened weeks ago. YouTube changed it so that people's actual @mark address shows, not their chosen name.
Oh, okay. I see.
Everybody got changed like this.
All right, so that's the first one. Just I'm going to talk a lot of immigrant.
They are making it tougher. And what's interesting as well, you see that little circle photo with the woman beside? Like, she's been put in charge of rounding up all the foreigners. Her mum is an American. So once again, America, or her dad is American. So once again,
he left her.
Is that it? I don't know. Americans are ruining everything once again. So thanks, Trump. Thank you, Victor. This is yeah, but she's doing the job. She's cracking down on the foreigners.
She's apparently her father's Irish American, and he apparently abandoned her at a young age. So we don't know much about him.
So she's bitter at her foreign half. I don't know. Is
okay,
she
well, that was
Irish American? Is that like an Irish American who's immigrants got there 500 years ago and they say that they're Irish, or is that actually Irish?
Irish American they're forever Irish Americans. So, oh, what's that?
Yeah, I mean, what you don't suntan and you get to be an Irish American.
You could be Irish.
I'm probably an Irish American by those standards.
What is your background, by the way?
I got 23andMe.
I mean, yeah, I know you're not native New Zealand. I mean, you're not an Aborigine or.
Sorry,
that's that's Australia.
I'm not Aboriginal either. According to 23andMe, I am about every time they update it, it sort of varies. But last check, it's actually changed again. It's like 40% Scottish, about 30% English, about 20%, 25% Irish, and 25%. I don't think these numbers don't add up, but it's about 25% Jewish, 25% Irish. The rest is all Scottish and English. I'm more Scottish than anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are really white.
Yeah. I mean, the only parts of me that aren't white make me even, in a way, less able to dance. So,
I would say
yeah.
that Jewish part makes you the most whitest, the whitest. Okay, so let some people get pissed off about that in the comment section. Okay, so that's that's the first one. Let me get. I got a bunch of other stuff here. Let me see if I can figure out a quick way to do this. How do I do this? Plus, new layout, no, present.
No.
Video file. Okay, here we go.
The
Okay,
internet is a mystery. It's a series of
this
interconnected
is a
pipes.
good one, and this New Zealand is involved in this one. I picked this one for you. Check this out. Ready?
Is drunk driving. So Japan has zero tolerance for drinking and driving, while the US has a limit of, I think, 0.08 if you breathe into a breathalyzer. So if your blood alcohol content is under that, then you're okay to drive, which is, depending on your size, it's kind of a crazy concept. So I personally really like the no tolerance policy of Japan as well. It's safer for everybody involved, like why do that? Why drink and drive? Yeah.
And that made me think about how like drunk driving accidents are pretty rare.
Yeah, they still happen, but
but you don't hear about it as often as the US, for example.
Yeah.
And I know somebody who.
So, drunk driving is hello Ninja Monkey, good to see you. Drunk driving in Japan, I knew was low, but did you know how low?
Look, my information here is old, but one, I know indirectly multiple Japanese people who have died while drinking and driving.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You know people. Well, I
yes. Well, like I say, indirectly, secondhand. Like for example, people from my work, like who everybody else knew, but I didn't know, who died in a car crash after driving home from a party, put everyone in the other car, followed behind himself, and drove into a wall, things like that. I don't know how it is nowadays, but I think in rural Japan, where you basically can't do anything or go anywhere without a car, I would say probably, at least compared to New Zealand or Australia, I think drink driving is probably more common in Japan, is my impression. I don't know if it's changed, and I didn't hear about it. You don't hear a lot about it. You don't have these horrific no drink driving ads like in New Zealand, Australia, but I always thought it was more normalized here.
You don't have a lot of advertisements about it here in Japan. That's true, but it's quite a bit lower. And by the way, everyone, Hiko Simon's using something Americans will not recognize. He's saying drink driving.
Yeah.
We say drunk driving. And the first time I heard that from a student, I said, that must be wrong. And I actually called the New Zealand consulate in Nagoya, and I asked them, I said, do you guys say drink driving or drunk driving? They say, we say drink driving.
Yeah.
I called them in the middle of my class just to show. It was kind of fun. It was,
I'm impressed. You should have asked them about their big decks.
What?
we have enormous decks in New Zealand.
Really? You mean the bird?
Sorry?
Little birds? Little birds?
No. Attached to our houses. So in a proper New Zealand accent,
right.
we flip our E's and our I's in the proper New Zealand accent. And so there are lots of ads of whenever you want to get your deck painted, get it done with us. Except they say when you want to get your dick painted with us.
So Laura's confused. Dick is the pronunciation for deck.
Yeah.
As in patio deck.
In America, I was also proud as well. Once I said, after I explained this to the other side, everything was better. And they said, why were they bitter? And I was like, did I say that? Yeah, I was kind of proud. That's an easy, no, but we say drink drive campaigns. You don't drink and drive. Yeah, but you know what? When I was in Seattle, I was shocked that everyone was drinking and going home, and they were saying, "Oh, I only had 2 beers. I'm still good. I'll pass the thing." So everyone drinks to measure so that they think they'll pass the test, which that surprises me.
I do not know what my father does, but I often call him at about 6 a.m. Maybe 7 or 8 a.m. my time, which is nighttime for him, and he will answer from a restaurant. He's retired, so he's at restaurants with my mom all the time. And he'll be holding up, like this morning, he was holding up a martini. Yeah. In a fancy glass with olives. And I'm thinking to myself, he's probably going to drive home. And it's you know
what I've never seen in Japan? And I've lived in driving towns. Tell me, have you ever seen a breath testing random stop?
Yes.
Have you seen that? I have not seen that.
I got breathalyzed.
Oh, wow.
And after I had a huge jockey beer and I passed.
Well, there we go.
The most bizarre thing, I was with my coworker, and we had just finished moving furniture to my new school. This was like 30 years ago, I guess, 25 years ago. And I stopped at the corner. The guy said, the cop says, "Hi, just breathe into this, please." And I'm like, I'm fucked. We just had one. I had one beer, but it was a huge beer.
Yeah.
But she had a beer too. And we had rented a van, and we had moved all the furniture into the school, right? And I just breathed into it, and he said, "Okay, go ahead." And we drove away, and she's like, "How did you do that?" And I'm like, I don't know. I was just lucky. Yeah.
You know what?
But that's the only time I've ever seen it. Yeah. Okay.
My only experience properly driving, properly drunk anywhere in the world was in Japan. And it was right after my 20th birthday. And I was backpacking, traveling, and I was with a whole bunch of medical university students.
Oh, wow.
And after we were all drinking in this place, literally in the middle of some rice paddies, and we had to drive home through like rice paddies with no
30
lights.
years ago, 20 years ago.
This was more than 30 years ago. This was like, this was exactly, come think of it, exactly 30 years ago. Everyone was too drunk, and these were all med students, and they had to drive home and through Saga Prefecture, middle of nowhere. So they said, look, just to be safe, maybe we'd better make the foreigner drive, because this was a thing back in the 90s as well. So many foreigners, I'd hear stories that would get caught like speeding or drunk or whatever, and the police, as soon as they see a foreigner, they just don't know what to do, and they would just say, just get out of here and don't make any more trouble. And yeah, it used to happen a lot. And Japanese still often think online that foreigners get away with everything still, because foreigners used to get away with everything. But my Japanese friend said, we're all pissed drunk, but if we make him drive, we'll be safe. So I drove through some rice fields.
And you were drunk?
I was drunk. I was properly drunk. The only time in my life I've ever done it. And with these screaming Japanese med students packed into a car. And
how was your Japanese level at this time?
Terrible. Well, I suppose I came here and I sat for the N2 exam when I was here.
Pretty good.
So I was a student. I mean, I could speak, and it was my old homestay from Fukuoka. But that in itself gave me the impression. I mean, that izakaya in the middle of nowhere, everyone was drinking and everyone was driving home, and it was the only way anyone was going to get to the izakaya or home. And that was before. I think it's probably changed now. But I've never really seen any big anti-alcohol driving thing, and I've certainly seen lots of pro-alcohol driving stuff. So I don't know that Japan is that enlightened about this. I think it's just that Tokyo, most cities like Nagoya, everyone drives crap anyway.
Nagoya's not a bad. Hokkaido is the worst, and then number two is.
But I think drinking's got a lot to do with it. I just think it's less policed. I've got no impression of Japan being better. There again, I live in Tokyo.
Okay. I agree with you. I have the same impression. However,
yeah, according to them, Japan's great. Zero tolerance. That's not my impression.
Well, let me show you what I got. How do I do this again? God damn it. Okay. Let me share screen. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's too small to see. Oh, shit. Maybe I can.
This bad resolution. I don't know. It feels like it should be. It looks like Australia and in 62 million soaplands.
Yeah,
I'm
so
probably reading that
Japan
wrong.
Over here, New Zealand. Maybe I'll do a screenshot and then a reshare. It'll be easier. So let me just do
England. That. What, 62 million? I'm trying to. Yeah, I can't make out what it says.
Yeah, let me try that again. Remove. Let me try just an image. And how about this? This should be better. How about this? Okay, there we go.
Oh,
yes.
There we go.
Okay, so Japan, recent drunk driving, 112.
Yeah.
Fatalities, okay, 2023. Very similar. New Zealand, a lot lower, but we also have to take into account that New Zealand's, population is 10%?
Yeah, but so the rate per 1 million population, New Zealand is like 11 times Japan.
Yes.
But that's just also because so many people in Japan live in cities and never drive. Like most people in Tokyo don't even own cars. So that's a big factor.
Could be, yeah. But look at America. Jesus.
36.
12,000 people died.
Yeah.
Almost as many people. Maybe more people than guns. I don't know. I actually don't know.
That is a high rate. Even per population, 36. Yeah, it's like double even the rate of population. I mean, New Zealand, Australia used to have terrible problems with this, and we've really cracked down because it used to be such a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is a high rate. I mean, Japan is less, but I still don't think. I think if in those rural towns, I think if you took out all the major cities, I'm pretty sure Japan would probably be up there close to America.
Really?
That would be my guess. Totally uninformed, but I think the rate is distorted by the fact that the cities are so large and people don't own cars.
You're right. There are not a lot of advertising. Don't drink and drive, and don't.
Black Pill pointing out as well. Black Pill Red pointing out Ford fudging Ranger here in America. Of course, you've got all those massive SUVs and trucks in America as well that sort of guarantee fatalities.
It would kind of suck to be hit by a K car and die. That'd be kind of embarrassing. By a Ranger, okay, that's right. It's kind of a mad way to go.
Trump just got back from Japan. He said, I love those K cars. He legalized them. Let's bring K cars over. I wouldn't want to be in a K car in America. That's like going around on a bicycle around tanks. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a head-on with a Ford F-150 and a K car.
Pretty cheap. And they're cute.
They are cute. They are cute. Dan H, people in New Zealand just hit sheeps.
I don't know how they hit them. Maybe. I'm not going to expand on the word hit. Is there. Okay, that's one of them. Let's go back to the rest of that video is not that interesting, but I will add links to the description. Here's something I thought was interesting. What do you know about Dubai and Japan and the comparisons? Have you ever heard them compared?
Compared? No, I know that Japan does cushy deals with Dubai because of the oil stuff and the trading stuff, but I don't know anything more than that.
I've never seen them compared before, but there's a Japanese woman on Instagram called Japanese in Dubai, and she made this interesting, very short video about that. So I thought I would.
Okay. Is drunk driving?
Oh no, that's wrong.
So Japan has zero tolerance for drinking and driving.
Sorry, that's the same one. Let me.
Dubai's famous for having lots of British expats, and I think there's lots of insurance companies and banking companies based there that do the insurance for all the oil shipping. So there's tons of really rich expats there.
Yeah.
Amazing, but after I lived in Dubai for 3 years.
So this is a Japanese woman who lived in Dubai for 3 years, and this is what she came back to Japan, and this is what she thinks.
The other thing Dubai is famous for.
Have you seen her before?
No, but without wanting to cast any aspersions, the other thing that Dubai is reputedly famous for is human trafficking.
Yes.
But anyway.
I was going to say rape, but okay. I should say grape. Right?
Living in Dubai, and I recently went back to Japan for 10 days. And here's what surprised me in Japan. I completely forgot in Japan, coffee shops and retail shops, they close around 8 p.m. A lot of...
So I guess in Dubai they close at midnight, but is that a big deal?
The coffee places?
Yeah, coffee shops close in Japan at about 8 o'clock. And then
in America, they close at 4 o'clock. And when I asked, why do they close at 4 o'clock? I want something at 5. And they'd say, why would you want coffee at 5? In Korea, they stay open all night, coffee places.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what surprised me. The only you want to go out to get some food or something late at night, the only thing that's open is coffee. Dubai, I don't know. But you know what? These will all be inside expat compounds and shopping malls, not real Dubai. It'll all be in the bubble.
That's a good point. That's good. These people live in a bubble, right? So it is beautiful, though.
Places in Dubai, they are open until midnight. A lot of stores in Tokyo didn't have the contactless payment method, while in Dubai this is a majority option.
So I did not know this because I live in Japan. I thought Japan was a cashless society compared to other countries, but actually,
no,
way behind other countries.
Yeah, even going to Singapore, after the pandemic, everything was already on contactless and everything, and Japan was still. The pandemic made PayPay get popular, and it changed the cash a lot, but no, Japan was late on that, even in Asia.
Yeah. I was surprised about that though, because I just figured it was a little bit more modern, but just because of the way I live my life, but it's not the way most Japanese live their life, of course.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on.
Washrooms in Japan don't usually have paper towels, but only hand dryer. In Dubai, it's the other way around, and I like that more, to be honest. I love Japan, but when it comes to convenience, Dubai, you win.
So this
Japan is a
personal preference, but I mean, what do you think about? A lot of people complain that Japan is overhyped as being a modern society, but it's actually not that modern. When I first came to Japan, I went to the city office. Everything was on file. They had no computers.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
like a long time. They still use fax machines here, right? Things like that. But otherwise, I think it's a pretty modern society.
Yeah, I think it's true that when I first came to Japan in the early 90s, like I came here and I bought a CDJ, which not a CDJ, a Discman, a CD portable Walkman. Everyone was buying Walkmans. Then I got a mini disc player, which you couldn't buy in New Zealand. You could only buy in Japan. And also, when I got here in the late 90s, Japanese mobile phones were like science fiction, right? They were so small compared to everywhere else in the world. Everywhere else they had brick phones.
Right.
And Japan had those tiny CDMA ones. But I think it's true that Japan probably peaked around that time and then got overtaken by the time the iPhone came out, and Japan hasn't really had an answer to that. And it's sort of, it still is modern, and but at the same time, it's gone from being ahead of everywhere to sort of being a little bit behind, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I never thought about Dubai like that, but either way. When I think of
Max Wren is saying the stereotype of Japan is the opposite to modern. It's stuck in 1992. I came here in 1992, and when I came here in 1992, it reached 1992 before anyone else. Well, I got here in 1991 was my first trip.
Oh, me too.
But yeah. So back then, Japan was the future. It was science fiction, but it's definitely not progressed very much since then.
Mm-hmm. And neither have the prices. The rent of my apartment in 1991 is the same as it is now.
Yeah, salaries are the same as well.
Yeah, salaries. Okay. Well, these are not the most. I got some other stuff. I got more here. Okay, that's number 4. This is something interesting. What do you think about gym culture in Japan? This is something I've never thought about.
Gym culture in Japan.
Gym culture in Japan compared to other countries. You see gyms everywhere, right?
You do now. I feel like it's a recent thing, all these 24-hour gyms. They're definitely around everywhere now, but I only started using them myself recently, so maybe it was a blind spot before them. Oh, I always use the big famous gym chains before that.
Well, this guy says this.
から身を守る文化。
海外の羨ましいなって思うところ教えてもらっていいですか？
フィットネス文化が根付いてるっていう部分は海外の方が優れてて僕は魅力的に感じますね。
それってどう
So, I mean, this is going a little bit quick. Of course, we get the Japanese, but this guy's asking, what do you envy about other countries? And he's like, well, they're more advanced when it comes to gym culture. Other countries, they're really into gym culture, but in Japan, we're not really into it here.
どういうことですか？
例えば、日本ってフィットネス人口 2% 以下っていうふうに言われてて、100人に2人ぐらいが、ジムに通う習慣があるみたいな。逆に海外だと、10% 近く、アメリカだったら多分 10% 超えてるぐらいフィットネス文化根付いてて、そういった部分でビジネスチャンスとかもフィットネス
So yeah, I never thought about that. And I go to the gym all the time. I just joined another gym just today.
Do 10% of people in Tajikistan go to the gym? Saying that 10% of people overseas go to the gym, I think he's been doing too many head-oriented exercises that are taking away brain space.
He said specifically America, though.
He says first overseas 10%. For example, in America, it's almost 10%.
Right. Yeah.
And the thing is, as well, I mean, whatever the statistics are, it is true in Seattle. You see a crazy number of people just walking around in leotards and shit, like at 4 p.m., as they sneak out of work early. So people who go to the gym go crazy with it. But also, Japanese people, on average, I still think are generally healthier and live longer.
Yes. Well, that's true. I mean, we do. I mean, they do.
So even without the specific, okay, so you've got 10% gym nuts and, 40%, McDonald's nuts. I don't know. I think he's got an over idealized perception. People, it's like people who are into anime in America and they go, I want to go to Japan because everyone in Japan is into anime. And it's not really true. It's not as much as you think it is, but you just have an over idealized version of where you're going. I think this person superimposes his view on America of how he believes it is and wishes Japan was, but he's probably disappointed if he goes there.
Well, I just looked it up, and in Europe it's 8 to 9%. In Russia it's 2 or 3%.
Yeah.
And in the USA it's 25%. 25% in America.
Oh, come on! What? 25% what?
77 million adults belong to fitness facilities in 2024. That's 20. Yeah, but 50% quit within 6 months.
Yeah. Well, so they're getting ripped off, basically, or whatever. It's like they're signed up for subscription, fitness-related subscription services that they don't use.
Right, like Planet Fitness. Yeah.
I mean, if it's 25% of the population, and that population includes elderly people and disabled people and children, that's like saying nearly, more than half of all adults are members of a gym.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I could be right. I don't know, but I'd be surprised.
Well, I've been to quite a few gyms in my area. I happen to live away from the Anytime Gym, what's the other one? Easy Fit,
Anytime Fitness.
Fit Easy, no, Anytime Fitness, yeah, and Eat Easy Fit and KJ Fitness.
Eat Easy Fit. I'd like to join that gym.
Easy Fitness. I just joined it today, actually. It's got a 3 month. They got a 3 month. Free for 3 months, and if you like it, you stay. So.
By the way, for people coming to Japan, I use Anytime Fitness, and there's one near my house. But what I love about Anytime Fitness is I find them when I go to Australia. I find them when I go to New Zealand. When I go to America, they're everywhere. And in Japan, they are everywhere. So like, I actually like to travel around Tokyo and use them as like running bases from different locations. Like if you want a gym that you could use while you're traveling, Anytime Fitness is actually pretty extensive in Japan. Also, you notice, the Anytime Fitness in Japan. Yeah, they go by AF, and the app is called the AF app. Are you familiar with this?
Right.
Not that I know what that means in Japanese parlance, but look it up when the kids aren't around. So yeah.
I belonged there for 3 years, and KJ came around the corner. And AF is good, but they're crowded as fuck. So I would go there at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and I had to wait for the bench, for like basic stuff, crowded, and it's a pretty big gym. So then I moved to KJ, which opened up down the street, and nobody knows about it. And it's just a one gym.
KJ?
There's only one. It's owned by a ramen company actually, but. They opened up one branch, and they've only got one. It happens to be near our house. It's under the railroad tracks. It's really spacious. It's huge, and nobody's there. I go there sometimes in the morning, and I'm the only person there, and it's like it's double the size of Anytime.
Yeah,
and there's no waiting at all. That's
okay. By the way, another option if you live in Japan, all the city councils, at least in Tokyo, they've all got a taxpayer-funded, subsidized like fitness or health center.
Sure.
And depending on the ward that you're in, some of them are really great. And like for 300 yen a time, you pay every time, but super cheap and actually well appointed. They can be really crowded, but yeah, those public like taxpayer-funded gyms are really good as well. So yeah, maybe Japan doesn't have a huge gym bodybuilding culture thing, but there's plenty of great stuff if you want to use it.
Yeah, but sometimes they're open like from 10 a.m. to 7 or 6. They're pretty limited in time, but
yeah,
they're fine. They're good enough, with the schedule. And the pools are great. I joined the pool last year, and it's a good deal. Yeah. So if you look around, you can find cheap options. You don't have to belong to the members only places, but
yeah.
ChocoZap. Oh yeah, ChocoZap is cheap as well, says Laura. And they're everywhere. That's true. ChocoZap is just
I didn't even realize what they were when they came out. I thought they were literally like a some sort of a milkshake place or something, like the signage and you can't see inside. But yeah, they're like a gym, right?
And some of them have laundromats, some of them have karaoke, some of them have nail salons. Like everyone is a little bit different, and they offer some special service. Some of them have hair dryers, and I don't know. Anyway. The
laundromat thing appeals. Actually, it's one of the things challenges I have with running, because I don't want to carry my stinky clothes around with me all day and having them getting worse. I want to wash them, so that actually appeals.
And they're only 3,000 yen a month, less than 2,980 yen. So
maybe I should look for one of those. Yeah,
super cheap. Yeah, but the machines, they don't have free weights. They only have machines. So it's fine. You can max out on that. But
I only do machines. That's good for me. Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, you don't really need the free. The free weights are fun, but yeah. So anyway, so the gym culture thing is different, but it is still compared to America, it's still a small percentage of Japan. But the other thing is, Japanese people don't really care about putting on muscles in general, compared to Americans.
That seems to be true. Yeah.
I mean, meet some girls who are really into that, but they're everywhere in the world. But there are less of them in Japan.
Yeah. I don't know. Certainly the serious bodybuilder types, you don't get as many, but yeah.
Right.
The thing about Japan, though, is when Japanese decide to do something, like there's no casual hobbies existing in Japan. Signing up for a gym and then thinking, man, you know what, I'm not going to go. That doesn't exist in Japan. So when people decide they're going to go to the gym and make muscles, they get really serious about it.
Yeah. And there are quite a few really ripped guys.
Yeah.
So the new gym I joined today I went there and it's all ripped guys, all huge guys.
Black Pill Red says that's a problem. We need more jacked Japanese men.
We do. Yeah.
Probably do. Might scare China away. Who knows? Go to Korea. One thing you notice when you go to Korea is in Korea, and I think it's the mandatory military service over there, but they've got a big gym culture thing over there. And I think guys in Korea are a bit taller. And seriously, like as a dude, you know how you're aware when you got a big guy who's like, you kind of think it's not often you feel in Japan like, oh, this guy's scary, or I might lose a fight with this guy, but you feel that in Korea walking around. Some of those guys there's lots of jacked guys in Korea.
Hey, Laura Muzio has a comment that I do not understand. Body image here is still all about being tiny? It's connected. What does this mean? I don't know. You get that?
I don't know. There is the thing about having small babies, like deliberately not eating when you're pregnant, but then the philosophy is the opposite. You turn them into sumo wrestlers as soon as they are born in Japan. That's the only thing I know about childbirth, that they literally starve pregnant ladies in Japan. But I don't think that once they're born, they actually do the opposite. They shove kids full of food. So I don't know that.
As you know, I'm Mexican.
Buenas noches.
So I come from a culture where you're supposed to put on like 20 pounds or 30 pounds when you get pregnant.
Yeah.
If you don't, people think it's unhealthy. And
you're feeding the baby.
Yeah. But in Japan, people actually, I know people who've lost weight while pregnant. So it's crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and their doctors will put pregnant women on restrictive diets if they add too much weight.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're worried that the baby will get too big inside them and cause a difficult birth.
Oh.
So they're literally intentionally starving the babies. It's the Edo Jidai approach to safe birth.
That's what Laura's talking about. She's like, if you're too big here, you're bothered. Yeah, it's basically the beauty standards for women are insane here. Yeah.
But yeah, unborn babies and fully grown adults, I think the standards are slightly different. I mean, it is true that yes, there's not much forgiveness for fatties here, but I think it's a different place.
If you're funny and on TV, then yeah.
Yeah.
You can be a comedian, but all right.
I mean, I'll tell you what as well. When I was working in Japanese companies and some very conservative managers, they would pretty openly talk about fat people and say that, if you fat people, like people would say matter of factly, if you can't control what you eat, then how can we trust you to be able to control anything else? They'll presume you're disorganized and you've got no self-control. And that you can't be trusted as a result if you're fat. Like people just, it's been probably about 15 years since I worked in a Japanese place, but that was the thing. If you're fat, it's a failure of character.
So what about guys who cheat on their wives or girlfriends?
Oh, that's normal.
That's not a lack of control. Just you're a player.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anything, it shows good management skills, I suppose, unless you get caught.
You got
I don't know. But I mean, whenever there's an affair, it's always the woman, even if she's actually not the one who's attached or cheating, it's always the woman who catches it in Japan.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
There was do you know the case of Betty on TV, on Japanese, she was on Itekyu Japan every Sunday night?
You mean Becky?
I'm sorry. Becky.
Becky, yeah. She was the face of Tenka Ippin, the Kyoto ramen chain that I loved, and they took her off all the ads. Yeah, she was single, and she was
a half, right?
She was a half and a single. I don't know. What do you call a half single?
She was single, and she was having an affair with a guy who was married. He got in no trouble for it at all, right?
Yeah. I think he was a baseball player or something. I mean, they're always baseball.
No, he's a musician.
A musician, okay. But yeah, she was the other woman.
Banned on TV. She was off TV for a couple of years.
Banned from TV. Lost all of her advertising endorsement contracts. Yeah. So, By the way, I'm also not saying that the fat shaming is correct. I'm saying that it's amazing how much they rationalize the moral correctness of fat shaming in Japan, or at least they did years ago. I don't know if it's still true, and I mean that as a bad thing, just to be clear. But yeah, this as well. You know, there's some fucked up. But I don't. I've never even heard people try to justify that. You know, it's not even a. Yeah.
I don't think fat shaming is such a bad thing if you're like obese. A little,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're healthy, it's yeah. But Laura's right. Even if you're just a little curvy, not even fat people like give you a lot of shit.
It's a greeting. Oh, put on some pounds. You know, that's like a. You can point that out.
Well, I would assume New Zealand is the same, but you meet someone and say, "Hey, have you lost some weight? You've been working out." It's kind of a typical greeting, but in Japan, it's like, "Hey, have you put on weight?"
Dude, you got to take better care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, what happened to you? You put on some fat. And the other thing that it is funny as well, Japanese will also say, when you're just recently married, they talk about you're supposed to, as a guy, you're supposed to put on weight. They call it shiawase butori, happy fatness, because you got a wife overcooking food for you, and so wives feel like they have to fatten up their guys. But yeah, it's well, but you know what? It's okay to say in Japan because it's considered a transient, controllable state. It's like being cold or warm or whatever. You're in control of it. So people can point it out. You can't point out that people have gotten old or that they have stumpy legs or stuff that they can't control, but you can point out that they're fat, which is pretty brutal sometimes. I got used to it. If people would tell me that, I learned to take it as a signal I need to take care of myself. That's how I take it. But I must admit, it's pretty traumatic if you're not used to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a little thing. Something that really changed my opinion. Changed on this. Cerebus says fat shaming is wrong for any. I guess fat shaming is wrong, but I think it's not. We shouldn't promote unhealthy lifestyles. And a lot of people on SNS, on Instagram, etc. They would promote those like I'm fat and this is big, and everyone in the whole world should adapt to my size. And I'm against that.
Yeah. And honestly, you can be big and healthy. There again, you can also be legitimately worried about people's health from a weight thing. And, you know, and I think the idea that it's better to let somebody have stage 2 diabetes at 35 than hurt their feelings by saying that they should stop having so much of the Mountain Dew. You know, I think Japan is better for the fact that people there's a little bit of accountability and awareness. I don't know. You shouldn't hurt people's mental health, but you also shouldn't sacrifice one for the other either, right? You know, the fact that we are paralyzed from being able to save people from killing themselves prematurely, you know, over health is also something I feel like from Japan. Maybe the Japanese have right. Maybe we're miscalibrated on this. Like, you know, people saying that you're going to give people anorexia if you tell them that they're fat. Like, if they're already obese, anorexia is the absolute last problem of all the problems and risks that they have. But yeah, you know, even doctors have to be careful, and, you know, people sue their doctors and all sorts of stuff, you know, because doctors can't give advice. Man, doctors in Japan are brutal. You do a kenko shindan.
Yeah, I'm obese.
And you're over. Yeah, I was the whole time I've been in Japan until very recently, and, you know, I went. I must admit, well, the mental health consequences, I suppose. But yeah, I took it seriously, and I got healthy as a result. And I'm glad that I did. But, you know, yeah, I would get really down after every health checkup. But there again, I'm not going to disagree. It was true. My health was terrible. That's why I improved it.
Yeah, but you weren't obese.
I was classified obese. I was above the metabolic standard.
That's my point. Here they classify you obese if you're like 2 kilograms over. You're obese.
It's 10 kilos. It's 10 kilos outside of the mean. So the target is 74. I was 87, and the top end permitted was 84.
You were 87?
Yeah, when I started my diet run, I was 87.
Oh, that's what I am now.
Yeah, and I was about that for a long time, you know, for like 15 years. So now I'm like 75, 76.
And you're taller than I am, so I'm still technically obese.
I mean, I suppose if you're outside 10 kg of the middle of the range for your height, by the Japanese government standard.
Here we go.
I hate being told I was fat, but, you know, yeah, it made me aware. And I was getting health things. I was getting like heart palpitations, and, you know, I was starting to get signs that I need to take better care. So yeah, you know.
So here's something interesting. Smoke and Hash says, what's crazy to me is how openly Japanese people cheat. Shouldn't be that hard to catch. This is slightly related to this, but I found out a couple of days ago about a service in Japan where you could hire a company to break up another couple. So let's say for example that I'm really hot for Hiko Simon's girlfriend. Okay.
Okay.
Hiko Simon's got this girlfriend. Let's say it's his mistress even. Okay. Make it interesting. Okay. Hiko Simon's got a mistress, and I'm like hot for her. But I want to get him. I got to break them up. So I hire this company, and they will charge anywhere from 500,000 yen to millions of yen. And what they'll do is they'll get another girl. They'll hire a girl to become her best friend, your mistress's best friend.
Yeah.
And then they'll introduce her to someone else and then make sure that you catch her, so you get angry and you break up with her, and break them up, and then that person will get out of the picture, and I'll get my chance that I can jump in. That's crazy, huh?
It sounds like London Boots. London Boots used to, London Boots.
Yeah.
There used to be a Japanese variety show where they would try to pick up my girlfriend, and then they'd be waiting in the hotel room where the stinger would bring the girlfriend to, and if the stinger could persuade the girlfriend to come to a hotel room with them, and the boyfriend would be waiting in the room. The thing about Japanese TV shows is these are all 100% staged and scripted and set up, but that was kind of the theme of this show. Really, that sounds made up. But
you think so?
I don't know. It also sounds very expensive.
Yeah, it sounds like too much money. I would just give up. It's like, well, she's taken. I mean, I would never think. Let me.
If you thought about money. Oh yeah.
How would you even advertise for that? I don't even know. But okay.
Yeah, that sounds made up. That sounds like a weekly magazine made up story.
Okay, here's another one that's more up your corner, which I want to hear your
ところで外国人
My Anytime Fitness.
同じ職場にいます。
何人の方ですか？
中国の方とフランス。
So let me introduce it. This is about they're interviewing a young lady, and this is only 44 seconds long. It's a young woman. They're asking her what she thinks about working with foreigners, and if foreigners can adapt to working in Japan. And one big concept here is overtime, and it's famous or infamous that Japanese will work overtime for free.
Sure.
Right?
Service overtime, they call it. Yep.
Yeah, and most foreigners it's when it's time to clock out, you clock out. If it's 9 to 5 at 5 o'clock, most foreigners I'm out of there. But if you're Japanese, that's considered impolite. You gotta stay until you're the last person there, basically. Is that?
I don't know. I think that's unfair. Well, when I was working in Japanese companies, the foreigners were trying harder than anybody to make a good appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's an unfair stereotype. And there are Japanese who would leave early as well. But yeah, certainly there's a pressure to stay and work long hours, and you don't get paid for it. So that's true.
Okay. So this young woman here is working with a French guy and a Chinese guy, and this is her.
身近なところで外国人いたりしますか？
同じ職場にいます。
何人の方ですか？
中国の方とフランスの方。
そうですか。その方はどうですか？働き方とか。
でもやっぱり日本と違うみたいですね、海外は。
なんかトラブルになったりはするんですか？それとも普通に文化はちょっと違うなぐらいで終わるんですか？
多分慣れるまでは多分大変だったっぽいですけど、今は慣れたのかな、こっちにって感じです。
ちなみに何が大変だった？
多分時間のあれが違う。スタート時間は早くから来るのに終わり時間が残業になるのが多分日本は当たり前だから、それが考えられないって言ってました。
でもそれは治ったんですね。
でもね、ルールだから会社の。でも私も嫌だ、残業したくないから、私も同じ気持ち。
身近な。
So she turns at the end. She's like, I don't like the way they work, but at the end, I kind of agree with them. I want to work like that. Knock off early, when it's time to go. She doesn't like the Japanese system either. So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking that all these foreigners coming into Japan can actually teach Japanese people another way to work.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I think it's for the best. And frankly, a lot of the working culture, she said it's the company rule to do overtime or whatever.
Work overtime for free.
that's against labor laws. Most company rules are against, or and it's not even that. It's not even the management making people do it. It's the fellow co-workers socially pressure, like they'll ostracize you if you're not like pulling your weight. You'll get a hard time. So there's lots of more subtle mechanisms how that would sort of happen. But yeah, I don't know. I think that culture is softening a lot lately. And I think it just depends on where you're working in part. And, and even she's saying it's not a Japanese thing to automatically do overtime. I think a lot of people prefer to work that way. But yeah, look, if I was late for work, sometimes the trains would be stopped and I'd miss because the trains were held up, but there was an accident. I'd come to work 5 minutes late. My boss would say, you should have come on an earlier train. Oh, if I come on the earlier train, then I'll show up early. And he's like, yeah, that's what you do. You should always make sure, even if there's a stop train, that you're at work when you're supposed to be at work. Which, I think you're right. I think the increasing number of foreigners coming here and just frankly not accepting the bullshit, not feeling trapped in having to follow the culture when it's obviously wrong. I think that's a good thing.
And they can, and like this young lady, at first she was like against foreigners, working with foreigners, but then she's like, but I agree with them. What they're doing is right.
Yeah, I think she recognizes that, yeah.
But I think, but there's one big one. Let me get to the big one here.
Okay, the big end.
Hold on here. Video file. Oh, actually, no. No. Oh, this is good too. Let me jump to a stupid one. Shibuya. Are you near Shibuya?
Not now, but I work near Shibuya. I don't live near Shibuya.
I think it's a very popular station, of course, and everyone knows about it. So I think our viewers will be very this following video, and it's very short.
For years, I came to Shibuya every day. I live right down that way on Toyoka-sen, about 5 stations down. And back in those days, Toyoka-sen came right here and ended, and I walked across this bridge, and my office was right over there. It was super easy. Now, the Toyoka-sen is 6 floors underground. It takes half an hour to climb out of the f***ing cave. I hate it. Toyoka-sen sucks. Shibuya Station sucks. This thing's been in construction for 500 years. Look at this junk. It's not still finished. It's not even getting close to being finished. Shibuya Station sucks. 0 stars.
So that was I wanted to ask you.
Every word is true.
Really?
Oh, Shibuya. I mean, Shibuya's always been.
Tourists, tourists would not care about this at all, right? For us,
but he's not a tourist. He says he works beside the station.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But for most people who are tourists, we don't care at all, right?
But Shibuya's particularly bad. I mean, it was never good, but all the construction that they've done, where it used to be that you could change, there's exactly like you said, there's the subway, the Toyoko line, the JR line. There's 4 or 5 different lines that you can change in Shibuya Station. And you could change between any of them within about 2 or 3 minutes walk before. But now with this whole redevelopment they're doing of the station, the buildings around the station, they put you through a rat maze that makes no sense. And like he says, they've gone and took something that used to be on the same level. The Ginza line, the Inokashira line, the Toyoko line, the JR line, they always used to be on the same level and you could just cross. Whereas now they've put one of the lines, like you said, 6 floors underground, and you have to go through a maze. You have to walk away and come back again. And yeah, it is nightmarish right now. In fact, most people I know, if you've got to change a train at Shibuya, which is like a hub station, people will actually go further around to make the same change at a different station instead. Because it's such a nightmare to go through. It's overcrowded and they've just, 0 stars. Everything he said is exactly correct. Fine for tourists who are getting out of the station anyway and going to that one intersection to go and dance and take selfies in the middle of the Tokyo Drift intersection, the Shibuya crossing.
Right.
But, and even that's made that as well. That was the busiest intersection in the world before it became Insta famous. And now you go there, and on top of the millions of people already crossing the most crowded crossing in the world, half the people now stop in the middle of it with their suitcases and get out video cameras and start dancing and taking selfies. And they should all be punched in the face. I don't know. Seriously, Shibuya's become a no-go area, as has Takeshitadori in Harajuku nearby.
What's it called? Oh, right. Harajuku. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Harajuku's got this one street that is also just, actually, it feels dangerous walking down it. It's so crowded now.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think I've been. All right. Okay, I got the big one now. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we should have done this first, but okay. This is about immigration because it's something I'm very interested in. It's from a channel called Nihongo Kan.
Nihongo-kan, the Japanese house.
Yes. And it's
Japanese language house.
I'm not going to say anything about this. I'll just let you. It's all in Japanese, though. So you have to read the subtitles. Sorry about that. But.
移民を受け入れていくべきだと思いますか？
いや、これ以上はいいと思います。
理由としては何ですか？
日本らしさがなくなっていってしまう気がします。
何か自分の経験則的なところがありますか？
いや、感覚？
結構日本って今少子高齢化というか、日本人の人口減ってるじゃないですか。それを踏まえて外国人がそれを補うんだっていう意見が結構あるんですけど、それはどうですか？
日本だけで解決できるならいいと思うけど、まあそれができないんだったら頼れるとこは頼るしかないのかなっても思います。
Yeah, that's it.
So this is the same guy before. So this guy's got a channel talking about like shit talking foreigners. That's fine.
Yes. So, but I've seen a lot of this kind of content coming up. It's becoming more and more popular. There were other guys that they're directly talking to the camera and saying, "Foreigners don't come to Japan if you're going to be disrespectful." But I thought there's no point in showing those videos. But the point is, I've seen a lot of this popping up on SNS more and more.
Yeah. She's talking like a drunk old man, who I assume is her dad. I mean, one, she seems super young, and she doesn't meet foreigners or see foreigners anyway. It's just an impression.
Right.
Which makes me think it's her dad on the shochu probably complaining about foreigners and, yeah, really? And seriously, like, okay, if you want to have 10 kids and fix the problem, by all means.
Yeah.
But, you know, also the way that she speaks, I find irritating. She's got a buriko way of speaking, which actually, the irony is, although she talks, I can't say the word retard anymore. I have to think of something more politically correct. She talks like an unintelligent person, but you know, some women in Japan, there is that thing about talking like that on purpose, like because they want to look cute and more attractive. She might actually be smarter, but she is choosing for whatever reason to talk like a fucking retard about something she admits she knows nothing about. That's quasi-racist. And say, oh no, I don't want us to lose our Japanese, you know, spirit.
But the ending is like, well, if we can't help ourselves, I guess we have to give in and let.
Did she say that at the end?
Yeah, she says, I guess we have to let immigrants help us. Look at the very end here. Let me go back here.
まあそれができないんだ。
Right here.
日本だけで解決できるならいいと思うけど、それができないんだったら頼るしかないのかなっても思います。
Oh, okay. Because that's like, if we can fix it ourselves, we should fix it ourselves, which is what Abe used to say about immigration. He's like, we should try to fix this problem ourselves.
Yeah.
So okay. So she comes back at the end. I'd already kind of switched off by.
Which I thought was funny. Was hilarious. You know, she's like, I don't want more immigrants, but if we can't fix it, I guess we have to just give up and let them help us.
Yeah, I'm racist, but I suppose if they're going to save my life, we should just let them. You know,
going to save the country, right? Yeah. And that's why I've said repeatedly that Japan is fucked or cooked, as people like to say.
Cooked. I shouldn't say the R word.
I was watching the movie, the TV series called Black Rabbit with Jason Bateman and Jude Law on Netflix yesterday, and one of them says
really dumb
toasted.
Person. Thank you.
Sorry, say again.
Sorry, people are trying to help me out with my vocabulary. Jane Mott says I should say that she is a really dumb person. Thank you. That's
well, stupid lady. Yeah. So one of the characters says, he's toast. I'm toast. I'm toast. Yeah. And my dad, my brother, my son is watching this with me, and we're like, do you understand what that means? He goes, he's toast. He's bread. And I'm like, no, it means he's in trouble. He's going to be cooked. And then I realized that's where the expression "cooked" probably comes from, right? Because that's kind of a new expression. Japan is cooked, right? We didn't used to say that. We used to say toast.
Yeah.
I guess that's where it came from.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things that's instantly understandable.
Right.
It's like, it reminds me of, the movie Die Hard, where there's the guy watching the video cameras and they fire their RPG at the police car and the guy says, and the quarterback is toast. It's always been an expression to sort of say when there's a burning, a police armored car going back. Yeah, this idea that they're toast. Cooked, it's kind of understandable. You could interchange it. Yeah. I don't think that much is. You're right. Everyone seems to be saying it lately.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, but this is what I've been saying for the last few conversations we've had online, is that since we talked about what's her name, Oriental Pearl,
yeah.
And by the way, Chris Broad apparently got married.
Married? I thought he was married already, actually. Yeah. But so congratulations to Chris and Charlotte.
Yeah.
On the big wedding. I suppose Jay.
I wanted to write on their posts. I hope there was no graffiti at their wedding, but
shit, don't do it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But yes,
but ever since Oriental Apparel made that post and Chris Broad responded to it, the cooked expression, I've been thinking about the fact that I think Japan is, because we've got this paradigm, this paradox where Japan doesn't want foreigners, but at the same time they're not making enough babies. So it's they're either going to die out eventually, or they've got to accept.
There used to be this thing. I remember, again, back in the day when Japan used to send out more tourists than it received, which is when I got here. And I can remember back in the day hearing discussions, articles about people like, for example, building owners who wouldn't allow foreign tenants, which Japan has gotten much better on than it used to be. And the thing was, back in the day, it was much more common for Japanese to go on school exchanges or go study overseas and stuff like that. I can remember reading the moving story of a racist apartment owner who didn't recognize that he was racist, but he had trouble with, apparently some foreign tenants not separating their trash or whatever, and decided not to allow tenants. And then one day somebody said to him, well, your daughter's living overseas in America. What if she was trying to rent a place and she met someone like you? Wouldn't you want to treat foreigners here like you'd want your daughter to be treated overseas? And this person said that suddenly I realized, yeah, I don't want to, I should think that, this might happen to my daughter. I have to set a good example. I should be welcoming and nice. And it was only in this weird epiphany that this person had of actually being able to put himself in the shoes of a non-Japanese person that he realized it was bad to be racist, in this heartwarming story. And what I hate about both of these videos that this guy has done is they're just asking people as an abstract concept, should we have non-Japanese people exist? And they're like, well, I'd prefer not to, but if there's no choice, I suppose why not? But there's no empathy or no putting yourself in the shoes of the other person or thinking, well, if I went overseas, I'd want them to treat me fairly, so I suppose we should treat them reasonably as well. There's no attempt at, at that putting, it's all kind of superficially, it looks at human beings as a concept, which is worrying, right? Like when you're considering the idea of residents and your next door neighbors as a concept and not as people, that's the start of a slippery slope, that history says doesn't always go well, which, while Japan is a fantastic place to be a foreign resident and Japanese are welcoming, it worries me that people are having this discussion without thinking in a very humanistic way about the people that they're talking about sometimes. And not just in Japan. This is a problem in lots of countries with immigration debates. And it's why I've always been glad that Japan hasn't had much of an immigration debate, because it always gets ugly because stupid people with extreme opinions that aren't well thought through come into the debate when it really affects people's lives. And that's what worries me about Japan starting to debate immigration, is it opens the door to idiots who really shouldn't have an opinion. They become invited to have an opinion. So I don't know. I think it still is a good place to be, but I worry about this trend, being taken up by the way it has overseas, where it becomes a point scoring game by who can be the meanest to foreigners.
So I've been looking at the birth rate of Japan for a while, and we got a comment from Bano a little bit earlier. Where is he? His earlier comment. Here we go.
Has it gone through that?
Yeah.
Has it gone through
Why
that?
does everyone? This is the first. Why does everyone? Here we go. Why does everyone assume population decline won't turn around and the only fix is immigration? Well, I looked into birth rate for a while ago, a couple of months ago actually, and apparently the minimum birth rate you need is 1. Is it 2?
It's two, but in practice, because of mortality, you need like 2.1 or 2.2.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2.1. It's 2.1 or something. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's 2.1. And right now it's 1.15 in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need 2.1. And I asked ChatGPT, if what's the solution for this, right? And they said, well, once a population of the birth rate gets to that level, there's been no examples of it turning around.
Yeah, I mean, it could.
It says almost known, but it didn't. Well, I didn't cite any, right? But as far as I know,
there's no precedent of any major society having a birth rate this low in human history, except where Japan used to be the weird, odd example. Now it's just the trend leader. Right now, Korea, China are about 10 years behind Japan, but they have lower birth rates, although they still have more young people because they started later. And now Europe is in the same, and even America, most developed economies are now heading to similar birth rates. And it's interesting. In Hungary, they decided specifically, the government was like, we're not going to follow this Europe destroying itself with immigration. Basically, what America is saying, what Trump is saying to Europe right now, like, you're ruining the purity of your blood or whatever, by allowing in immigrants. Well, Hungary decided, we can fix this by making more Hungarians. And so the government there said, we're going to pay like extra salary and social welfare. We're going to do everything to encourage Hungarians to have more kids. They're probably the most aggressive country at this in the world. And it hasn't really worked. It hasn't worked. Yeah. I mean, and they've really done where people say, hey, make it more.
Isn't Hungary the same country that like, I don't know, 50 or more years ago outlawed abortion?
I don't know about that, but
and as a result, all these, when they had, it was in the book that we read. We both read this book, the statistics book.
I know what you mean. I know the way you mean.
That was Hungary,
That's
right?
America. No, well, America did the thing. From abortion, crime went down. Crime went down when abortion was legalized in America. Right. Roe versus Wade correlates. There's no causation established, but it correlates with a lot of crime going down, the theory being that a lot of kids from those
unwanted kids were not being born, so crime. But in Hungary, I think it's the opposite. They made abortion illegal, and as a result, all these kids were born, and they had all this all this poverty, and people rose up against the monarchy and basically overthrew them and killed them.
Well, 50 years ago, Hungary was in the
not 50, must have been 100 years ago.
Yeah. Well, in any case, what's happened in the last 20 years is Hungary has probably within Europe stood on its own saying, we don't want any damn immigrants. We're going to fix this problem ourselves. And they really probably made the best attempt at a, nationalist, no immigrant. We're going to boost our own population and incentivize marriages and births. And they really threw a lot at it, and it hasn't really worked. So we'll see. No one's figured out a good solution for this yet. And there isn't any precedent for the situation. And remember as well, the UK and Americans, industrialization was based on accepting a lot of immigrants who were working age. So there was no old people to look after, no welfare state. And they brought in lots of workers, and that's what powered the American economy for the whole from the America shut down, I guess, for a time, but a lot of those countries sort of grew that way. No one's got a solution for it, but the logic is if you need people, if everyone's going to be on welfare and no one's working, and you've got one worker for every 2 or 3 people receiving a pension, that mathematically is an economic collapse, and no country's ever been in that situation, but Japan will be the first, and it's already starting right now.
Sure.
So however you want to do it.
Japan cooked.
Yeah. Well, there'll be lots of taxes. I mean, again, I was told this in my Japanese class in New Zealand in the 1990s. Japan is going in the 2020s. Japan is going to be where it's just inevitable. It's going to either go bankrupt, or every person there is going to be looking after 4 elderly people and paying for 4 pensions based off their one salary, and no one knows how it's going to sustain. Japan's doing pretty well in the circumstances. I mean, the government has a big piggy bank, but I think they know they're going to have to spend it. They're just trying to manage the decline right now.
Right.
But allowing some immigration is clearly part of the solution right now.
Takaichi is super popular in Japan.
You know what? China. the Streisand effect. China trying to punish and make her apologize and make her look bad is just made everybody rally behind her on the on the Taiwan comments. You know, this idea that China's trying to get everyone to agree that it was bad for Japan to say that China shouldn't invade Taiwan is just making her more popular. Good for her. You know, honestly, I'm glad that I don't think she's being popular off the anti-foreigner stuff, but I think that also the fact that she's a pro-Japan, you know, leader is definitely contributing. What do you think?
I'm really against the "Make Japan Great Again" hats, which I've looked it up. You can buy them. They're like 5,000
Do
yen.
these exist?
Yeah, they're out there. You can find them. And
Make Japan Great Again?
Yeah, they sell them 5,000 yen. I think the cheapest ones I saw were maybe 3,500, which is not so bad, I guess. But
wow,
they're out there. Yeah. I'm surprised she's so popular. I find her. I mean, you've seen her talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like listening to her. I find her really fake and annoying, and her smile is so forced, and you know, I feel like it's just such full of bullshit. But
well, yeah, I don't know. They're all like that, honestly. And I was not a supporter of her becoming a prime minister. But
well, the other prime ministers didn't smile as much. She smiles like all the time. Like,
yeah. You know, look, she's the first woman prime minister. She came through the LDP. She's actually, one thing I respect about her is that she's not a, you know, she's not a generational politician. She's actually gotten there on her own through her own intelligence and hard work. And I respect that. And so, you know, I'm open to giving her a chance as well. Even the fact that, you know, some people are saying, oh, look, she fucked up on the Taiwan thing. And everyone's saying, no, she said the right thing. And you know, that's shocking everyone. So I'm kind of like, I don't support her or the LDP, but as LDP leaders go, I like her more than Ishiba already. Well, even though politically I'm more aligned. Ishiba's more liberal, but he still is in the LDP. But I'm probably politically closer to Ishiba, but I can't stand the guy, right? So I'm willing to give her a chance.
Well, he had no personality at all.
Well, he did, just a very bad one. Yeah.
What was he famous for? Like he was most famous for putting things in his mouth, right? Like hold onigiris. He didn't know how to eat onigiri. And
you know, at the end, he met all the world leaders, and he just stayed slouched. You know, again, slobbishly. He
was a slob.
He was a slob. Like at the first cabinet photo, you know, his stomach was hanging out the bottom of his shirt. And then when he's at the ASEAN meeting where he just stayed in his chair, just, you know, flopping his hand around to greet the other leaders and stuff like that, and everyone was embarrassed. So yeah, so she's enthusiastically smiling and hugging and jumping up and down and greeting other leaders. Yeah, that's at least she's putting some effort in. I say give her a chance. I mean, you know, we're stuck with her.
Well, anyway, so you're going to New Zealand in 2 days?
I'm going to New Zealand in 2 days.
That's great. Wow,
we'll
have a great time down there.
I will.
Don't
and
drink,
you're staying for Christmas?
What's a drink drive? Don't drink drive.
Don't drink and drive. There's a drink and drive. But yeah, I will not. You staying in Japan?
I'm 2 weeks away from my wound, my wound closing on my leg, so that's great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go visit my wife's parents. Just a couple of days though, but I'll take the kids out somewhere for Christmas Day.
Nice.
The wife's got to work, so I'm going to take them out for the day. Of course, in Japan, Christmas is not a holiday.
Day. Yeah.
But I happen to have the day off, so I'm going to take them somewhere. I haven't figured out where yet, but yeah. But anyway, looks.
Wow.
So the leg wasn't lost. Yes, I did not have to get a.
But I'll tell you what. Yeah, your leg was like it was getting worse for a while. You had to go back there and sort it out. Like it was that first
every
week
2 days I had to go and get. They were scraping the dead meat out of the leg. It was disgusting.
That was like gangrene. That was like World War I type stuff. You were describing it to me. Oh my god, that sounds like gangrene, dude. Like you should go back there, and you were like, no, they gave me topical antibiotics. I'm like, dude, I think you should go back.
They did, but it wasn't good enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So
after I went back, he says, "Yeah, this does not look good."
Yeah. The way you were describing it.
The most amazing thing was that he was digging into my wound and scraping stuff out, and I could not feel a thing.
Yeah, which is both.
There's no nerves in there. It's bizarre.
I've heard descriptions again from like World War One poetry of stuff like that. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
That
But
is,
it's
so
done. It's done.
it's recovering,
Almost.
so that's great.
Let me just look at it. Yeah, it's healing up. It should be scabbed over soon.
Okay, that's good.
Like a
Don't show
proper
it,
one.
please. I was
Hey, well,
terrified
listen,
to not show
we'll
it
have a
for
great time in New Zealand, man.
I will. I'm looking
You'll
forward
be
to
back
it.
in Japan in first week of January.
Yeah, January 8th, so second week of January.
All right.
It'll be
Okay.
a good trip away. But I'll post some videos while I'm there, and we will definitely be back with 2.5 Oyajis next
Oh,
year.
what is that in your hand? Oh, I saw that on sale online.
These
How
are
is
really
it?
good. This is
Yeah?
like mags out. Yeah, these are awesome. I take them around everywhere. It's good for shooting. It's good for excellent.
I was
So
wondering about that. Yeah, you can hang it on walls and shit.
I recommend it. Yeah, it's got a magnet, so like you can. I put it on the gym equipment so I can watch videos while I work out.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
You just send me the link to that.
I'll send you.
All right, man. Well, have a great one.
Yeah. Fantastic 2025 and
Do New
happy
Zealanders say Happy
and-
Christmas or Merry Christmas?
They say Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Irish people do too.
Yeah, I think lately it's all become happy holidays, which is fine for whatever you celebrate. But yeah, I think I don't know. Merry Christmas, I think is fine if that's your thing.
Well, we're
Merry
wearing
Christmas and Happy New Year.
We're wearing the Christmas colors, so
We are indeed.
yeah. That's a great hat.
It is. It is. I should have used it. I should have done more reactions with this, but there we go.
What did your son and wife say about that?
They haven't seen it, and I'm pretty sure I would.
I'm
be
sure
kicked out of the house if
they'll
they saw
ridicule
it.
you for it. I'm
They
sure.
would be. Yeah.
All right, man. Good to see you.
Cool. Okay. Well, see
Thanks
you all.
everyone for stopping by.
Post from New Zealand, but thank you for joining us this year. See you next year for another 2.5 Oyajis. I'll still be
Yes.
around. I'm not doing an after party tonight. I'm going to be packing, getting ready for work, but I'll
right.
post some videos while I'm in New Zealand. So have a good one, everyone. Boom.
Good night, guys.
Peace.